Lindenwood head coach PJ Finigan, third year as head coach, fourth season with the program in 2026. Coach, just tell us about some general thoughts about the upcoming 2026 campaign.
Really looking forward to getting going next Friday. I think all coaches will probably echo the challenges that we've dealt with weather. We're currently plowing our field and looking to practice outside all weekend and hopefully from here on out being outside. But just excited about where we're at and to lace it up against somebody else. I think we're getting a little bit tired of playing against one another, but really excited to see how it all comes together with our group against someone else.
I think that's a sentiment everybody's echoed. Where, since the beginning of fall practice, fall competition till the beginning of February, where do you think this group of guys has made the most improvement?
I think the biggest improvement is really just acclimating the new guys to the college game. We struggled a little bit with that early in the fall, and there were some interesting days and some tough days. But I think that we've gotten over that hump, and it's been fun to see the new guys because we have half returning and half new guys to our roster. So it really has been fun to see their growth. And I think that's what I think we're all most excited about is playing someone else to see everybody on the same side and to see how much tougher and how much growth those guys have had from what they've done in high school and junior college and other places to now what they're doing here.
Well, let's talk about some of your returning players first. You had a couple returning All VC selections, the freshman of the year as well, and just how that kind of those returners will help spearhead your team.
Yeah, I mean, when we start with Josh Newell, it makes everything fall into place that much easier. He is a machine, uh, a guy you never have to worry about. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. Is an unbelievable leader, and he has looked that part all fall, and so far this winter, he'll start on Friday night for us. Cam Edwards is another big returner for us, all conference guy, and I'm not sure that I've ever seen him better. His approach, his energy, everything that he's brought to us this school year has been fantastic. So I think that those two guys are going to have big years. And then when you add Jake Radisevich, you have Charlie Eisen McCall, Philip Sirota, and the bullpen, the stable of bullpen guys that's been huge for us. Easton Rockers, Aaron Youngers is back and healthy, and that is a welcome sight for all. Michael Walsh, those guys are just a tremendous group that we can lean on and have led and done great things for us all year. And I think they're poised for a huge year.
Mentioning Josh and being pitcher of the year, having somebody like that, do you just think pitching in general will be a strength for your team this year?
Absolutely. I think we pride ourselves on throwing strikes and being ultra competitive, and he's the lead horse when it comes to that. When you return Hay and Ethan Smith in the rotation, like I said, with Rockers, Walsh, Youngers in the bullpen. That is a really good place to start from. We've been fortunate enough to add Seth Bennis as a transfer. He's been phenomenal. He'll slate in that rotation somewhere. And I think that the kind of the dark horse for us is we've got some really good freshman arms. I'm pleasantly surprised and excited about those guys. And if they make the impact that I think they're going to, we're going to be as deep as we ever have been on the mound, and that's very exciting because I think that that's just going to give us a chance to be in every game and be a strength of our club even more than what it has been the last couple of years. And then the great thing to fall back on is I think we're going to play elite level defense. The middle of the field is a huge strength for us, and we know those guys are going to throw strikes, and we're going to have above average defenders behind them, and that is going to be a great floor for us.
How do you mix those freshman pitchers in, like, to get them acclimated, and then how do you figure out how to use them once you've seen them, against other teams for a while?
That's something that we feel very strongly about is our ability to prepare those guys. Some of them are going to be thrown right into the fire from day one. I wouldn't be surprised to see one of them be a starter opening weekend with us playing 4 games. I think Lucas Niemeyer right now has the inside track for that. But those other guys, they've have a long track record of success, and us not being afraid to put them out there, knowing that by the time we get to conference play, conference tournament play, those guys are well seasoned, and I think that that's been a strength of ours. Coach McNamee does a great job with that, and I think that this is the highest ceiling group and the most prepared group that we've had as freshmen. So I think you'll see their impact from day one.
And obviously you have newcomers too. How do you blending them in, and maybe a little bit about the talk defensive pitching, which you expect to see offensively?
Yeah, offensively, like I said, we start with those guys that return. We've added a mix of freshmen and transfers. Matt Graff is a transfer from Regis, a D2 program, and he's done a really, really good job. Just being competitive and giving us a high level at bat. I think you'll see him in there. Will Zara is a catcher from Missouri State, has been a stable presence and has really helped out shoulder the load with Brody Short and Jake Radosevich. And what he does defensively, we knew about, as he has been really good for us offensively. So he'll jump in there and help out quite a bit. And then I think that the great thing and for us is those freshman position players are not going to take a back seat to the pitchers. They are probably the ones that control how high we can get in this league and how far we go. Will Geary, Sam Driscoll, Ethan Conterera have kind of stood out in that group. And what they can do to push us is going to be huge. If they can get acclimated to college baseball and have a huge impact, I think the sky's the limit for this team.
Anytime you're blending people together and returning, how long does that take? Are they ready from day one, or you need to see that a couple of weekends of action against other teams? And I know every team could be different. Do some teams gel quicker and some may not figure it out till April?
I think that's been a big thing that we've had our eye on all year is how do we blend them? I think a couple things that we do really well. One, all of our kids live on campus, so they spend just a big amount of time together, and with that, it just makes it easier for us culture wise. The second part is we've recruited all these guys. We know what they're about. We know what their backgrounds are, how they operate. So it makes it easier for them to come together, knowing what they care about and how they approach things on a day-to-day basis. So I think that it's been easier for them to come together. I think the biggest challenge that we've had is understanding what it takes and how competitive you have to be successful at this level. And we're still figuring that out a little bit, and that's why I'm excited to line it up all on the same team to see what it looks like going against someone else.
Yeah, talk about your non-conference a little bit. You start with Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and you got some good games before you get into that conference slate.
Yeah, we'll start with Arkansas Pine Bluff, who's going to be an ultra talented team. I think they only returned five guys, so it's going to be a little bit of an unknown. But Coach Stout does a good job down there. And then when we jump in, we actually come home for 2 weeks after that, playing a really good St. Thomas team that has been picked to win their league in a couple different publications. Northern Illinois at home, go on the road to Iowa, which would be a really good test, and then play the Missouri Valley favorite in Murray State. We know what they did last year, so our guys will definitely be challenged, and we've always wanted to do that with our eyes set on preparing these guys for OVC play, and we are excited about, like I said, where we're at and where we stack up. And I know that there's a lot of really good teams in the OVC this year, and I think that anyone can make noise.
Is there something you've learned now about like the competition? Even though the players change every year, we've had the same coaching group now for a couple years in a row. What have you learned about, the league in general as you go into matchups during conference play?
But I think you know a little bit about each team's style. And I think there's no secrets between any of us. The reason why the league is really good right now is you've had coaches that have some staying power and been able to build programs. And I don't think the OVC's ever been more deep, and it's never been a better baseball league. And I think that has a direct correlation to coaches being here for a long time. But we all kind of know, what each team does, what our strengths are. So, going into the weekend, what you're going to have to do to be successful. There are no cupcakes. There's no easy weekends here. You better play well, or you're going to lose the series. And that's exciting. It's a really good baseball league, and I think you're going to see that on display this year.
Final question. Between now and the end of the season, what are one or two things your squad needs to do to put themselves in a position to be an OVC champion?
We have to grow on offense. That's number one for sure. We've got a lot of new faces there, and it's been inconsistent at times so far. But if we can grow on offense and consistently be competitive, uh, you're going to see a really exciting brand of baseball that is going to score a lot of runs, and with our pitching and defense is going to give us a huge chance to win every game. I think the second part is the evolution of the freshmen. I've talked a great deal about their talent and everything else, and if they don't look like freshmen by conference play by the end of the year, we're going to have a really good year. If they struggle early on, there's going to be some growing pains with that, and we knew that coming in. But they've responded to every challenge. So I'm specifically excited to see what they do and how quickly they hit the floor, they hit the ground running because it can push our ceiling much higher with their success early on.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck and best of weather for you and your squad all season long.
Thank you.